Adam lived on the edge of the colony, far from the bright towers and busy streets. His house was small, made of stone and wood. He worked with his hands every day. He grew food, fixed machines, and hunted when he needed to. People in the town called him a quiet man. He did not talk much. He liked the land and the animals more than crowds and noise. One morning, a message came on his OLED screen. It said he had been invited to a grand event. The Galactic Alliance was holding a dinner for peace and trade. Alien royals were visiting the planet. The message had his name and location, and it said the invitation was real. Adam thought it was. A mistake. Why would they invite a farmer? He rode into town to ask. The guard at the gate looked surprised when he saw Adam's message. He checked it twice, then nodded. "Looks like you're on the list," the guard said. "You're going to the palace." Adam said nothing. He just turned his horse and rode toward the shuttle bay. The palace was huge. Shining metal walls rose into the sky. Lights blinked in patterns. Guards stood still as statues. Inside, alien music played softly. Beings of many kinds stood around in rich clothing. Their faces were smooth, proud, and full of smiles that did not reach their eyes. Adam walked slowly. He wore his best clothes, which were still simple. He cleaned his boots and combed his hair, but he still looked like a farmer. He did not care. The princesses saw him from across the hall. There were 3 of them. Lyra, the oldest, had silver eyes and a long green dress. Erin, the second, wore gold and walked like she owned every room. Nyla, the youngest, had bright red hair and a sharp tongue. They looked at Adam and laughed softly. "Is that a servant who got lost?" Nyla asked. "No," Erin said. "I think that's our honored guest, the human peasant." They laughed again. Other nobles joined them. Adam heard, but he said nothing. He stood near the edge of the hall, away from the crowd. He took a glass of water and watched the stars outside the high window. A tall alien in a long robe came over. "Are you enjoying the evening, sir?" Adam nodded. "It's nice." The alien smiled in a strange way. "We do not often have guests like you." Adam looked at him, guests who grow food and work with tools. The alien said nothing more and left. When the music stopped, the emperor gave a speech. He spoke of peace and unity. He thanked the humans for joining the alliance. Everyone clapped. Adam did not clap. He was thinking of the soil back home and the broken wheel on his water pump. After dinner, Lyra walked over. "You're quiet," she said. Adam looked at her. "I'm not here to impress." She blinked. "You don't want to be noticed?" "Not really. I have crops to check tomorrow." She laughed again, but not cruelly this time. "You are strange." "Maybe," Adam said. He finished his water and walked toward the exit. That night, he rode home under the stars. He thought about the tall rooms, the bright lights, and the way the nobles had looked at him. He did not feel angry. He felt tired back on his land. The wind moved through the trees. His animals were calm. The soil was ready for planting. Adam smiled. He was home. He did not know that soon everything would change. He did not know that the same princesses who laughed at him would one day fight to stay by his side. And he did not know that he would have to become a warrior again. The sun was rising over the hills when Adam went to the fields. The ground was soft from last night's rain. He began planting new seeds, his hands moving slowly but surely. Birds sang nearby. It was a quiet, peaceful day. Suddenly, the peace was broken. A loud sound came from the sky. Adam looked up. He saw dark ships flying low, fast and angry. They were not from the Alliance. These were raider ships. He dropped his tools and ran to the house. Inside, he pulled open a hidden box under the floor. Inside were weapons from the old war. A rifle, a knife, an armor that still fit. Adam had been a scout long ago. He had left that life behind, but now it had come back. He moved quickly. He called the nearby farms and warned them. He told them to hide. Then he got on his bike and rode toward the town. The raiders hit the colony hard. They landed near the palace and attacked without mercy. People ran. Soldiers tried to fight but were outnumbered. The guards around the palace fought to protect. The royal guests. Lyra was near the main hall when it happened. She heard the alarms and saw the sky turn red. She tried to stay calm, but fear grew in her heart. She had never seen real battle. A group of raiders broke through the side gate. They came close to her. Her guards were hurt. She tried to run, but they caught her. One grabbed her arm. Another raised a weapon. Then a shot rang out. The raider fell. Another shot. Another enemy down. The others turned to see a man walking. Toward them it was Adam. He moved fast. His aim was perfect. He shot with skill and calm. He reached Lyra and pulled her behind cover. "Stay low," he said. She nodded, too shocked to speak. Adam moved like a ghost. He used walls, shadows, and smoke. One by one, the raiders fell. Lyra watched him fight. He was not loud or angry. He was focused. Each move had purpose. Soon, more guards arrived. The raiders ran back to their ships. The battle was over, for now. Lyra sat on the ground, breathing hard. Her dress was torn. Her hands were shaking. Adam looked down at her. "Are you hurt?" "No," she said softly. "You saved me," he nodded. "Good." Then he walked away. She stood up. "Wait. What's your name again?" He turned. "Adam." She watched him walk through the smoke, rifle in hand, back toward the forest. Back in her room, Lyra could not stop thinking about him. She had laughed at him days ago. Now, he had saved her life. He had fought like a warrior, calm and brave. He had left without asking for thanks. The palace was busy now. Repairs had started. Guards were everywhere. People talked about the attack, and they talked about the human who had fought like a hero. Lyra told her sisters, Erin and Nyla, what had happened. "He saved you," Erin said. "That peasant." "Yes," Lyra said. "He was different in battle. Strong, fast, smart. Not like the rest." Nyla raised an eyebrow. "Maybe he got lucky." "No," Lyra said. "It wasn't luck. He knew what he was doing." A few days passed. The princesses tried to return to normal, but the memory of the attack stayed, and so did the talk of Adam. More people came forward. They had seen him fight. They said he had saved others too. Then he disappeared again, back to his land. Lyra made a choice. She wanted to find him. She left the palace early one morning, wearing simple clothes and no crown. She took a small shuttle and flew to the farming lands. The guards warned her, but she did not listen. She found his house after hours of searching. It was quiet. Chickens walked in the yard. Smoke came from the chimney. She knocked on the door. Adam opened it, surprised. "You came all the way out here?" "Yes," she said. "Want to thank you properly?" Adam stepped aside. "You can come in, if you like." The house was small but clean. She sat at the table. He gave her water. "You didn't have to save me," she said. "I don't like raiders," he said simply. "Still, thank you." Adam nodded. "You're welcome." Lyra looked. Around there were books on the shelf, tools by the wall, and a drawing of the land. "You live alone?" "Yes," she smiled. "It's peaceful here. That's why I stay." She wanted to ask more, but Adam stood. "I need to finish work. You're welcome to rest before going back." She watched him walk outside. He began fixing a fence. His hands moved with care. He was calm, like nothing had changed. Lyra stayed a while, then left. But in her heart, something had begun to grow. She did not know what it was yet, but she would return, and she would not be the only one. Days passed after the raid. The colony started to return to normal. The damaged buildings were being fixed. Guards patrolled the streets day and night. But even more than the repairs, people were talking about one thing: the human farmer who fought like a trained soldier in the palace. The story was told again and again. Servants whispered it in the kitchens. Officers spoke of it in meetings. Even the emperor had heard it. The name Adam spread like fire. Some called him a hero. Others said he was lucky. But all agreed he had done what no one expected. He had saved a princess and fought off raiders with skill and courage. Lyra could not forget him. She stayed quiet most days, thinking of what she had seen. She remembered his steady hands, his calm eyes, and how he left without asking for reward. She had met many men from many worlds. None were like him. Her sisters, Erin and Nyla, noticed a change in her. "You went to his farm," Erin said one morning. Lyra nodded. "Yes." "Why?" Nyla asked. "To thank him, and to understand him." Erin frowned. "He's a peasant. What is there to understand?" Lyra looked out the window. "He's more than that. You didn't see him in battle." Erin crossed her arms. "Maybe we should meet him too, if he's really so special." Nyla smirked. "It would be fun to see this farmer hero for ourselves." The next day, the two sisters set out. They wore simple clothes and took a small craft. They did not tell Lyra. They wanted to see Adam without warning. They reached the edge of the farmland by afternoon. His house was quiet. Animals walked around freely. The sun was warm. Adam was working in the field, planting crops. He wore plain clothes and gloves. His hands were dirty. His face was calm. Erin and Nyla walked toward him. He looked up and stopped. "You're the other princesses," he said. Erin gave a small smile. "You remember us." "I remember everyone who laughed." "At me," Adam said simply. Nyla raised her eyebrows. "That was just talk. We didn't mean it." Adam went back to work. "What do you want?" "We heard about what you did," Erin said. "We wanted to see you ourselves. You've seen me." Nyla laughed. "You really don't care who we are, do you?" Adam stood up. "Not really." The sisters looked at each other. No man had ever spoken to them like this. "Lyra was right," Erin said. "You're different." Adam picked up a bucket. "I'm busy. If you want to help, grab a tool. If not, you can leave." To his surprise, Erin stepped forward. "Fine, show me what to do." Adam handed her a small shovel. "Dig small holes, 1 hand deep, 2 feet apart." Nyla laughed again. "You're not serious?" "Suit yourself," Adam said. He walked off, but after a few minutes, Nyla picked up a tool too. "I'm not going to stand here and watch you dig, Erin." They worked for an hour. The sun was hot. Their clothes got dusty, Their hands began to ache. "This is harder than it looks," Aaron said. "People always think that," Adam said. He gave them water later. They sat under a tree. "You live like this every day?" Nyla asked. "Yes, it's a good life. No palace, no servants, no banquets, no lies, no games, no empty words," Adam said. The sisters were quiet. They returned to the palace that evening, tired, dusty, and thoughtful. Lyra met them at the door. "You went to see him?" "We did," Aaron said, and Nyla smiled. "You were right. He's strange, but in a good way. He didn't treat us like royalty," Aaron said. "He treated us like people." From that day on, the three sisters began talking more about Adam. They wondered what he liked, what he thought about, and what he wanted. Each of them felt something they had not felt before, a need to be seen, not as a princess, but as a person. They began visiting Adam more often, one by one, sometimes alone, sometimes together. They brought him gifts, tools, books, rare seeds. He thanked them, but never asked for more. They tried to help him work. He let them, but only if they were serious. They asked him questions. He answered. Simply, he did not try to charm them. Slowly, things changed. They stopped wearing fine clothes when they came. They tied their hair back and brought their own water. They laughed more. Not at him, but with him. They watched him fix a roof, tame a wild horse, and repair an old machine. Every task he did with focus and care. They began to see the world through his eyes. Not just grand palaces and pretty words, but hard work, quiet, strength, and honest living. The people in town noticed 3 alien princesses working with a farmer. It became the talk of the colony, but Adam did not care. He lived as he always had. He still worked each day. He still hunted when needed. He still sat by the fire at night, alone, for now. Adam's days started early. He worked before the sun rose and rested only when the work was done. He liked it that way. Life was simple, quiet, but lately things had changed. 3 princesses now visited his land often, and they were no longer just visitors. They were trying to be part of his world. At first, Adam thought it would pass. He believed they would get bored and leave, but they didn't. Lyra, Erin, and Nyla kept coming back. They brought tools, asked questions, and tried to help with the work. They wanted to learn his ways, and they didn't give up icily. One morning, Adam found Lyra already in the garden, pulling weeds. "You're early," he said. "I couldn't sleep," she replied. "The work helps me think." He handed her gloves. "Use these thorns in this patch." Later that day, Erin arrived with supplies. She had bought them from the market herself. "You said you needed nails and wire," she said. Adam looked through the box. "These are good, thank you," she smiled. "I asked the shopkeeper what the best kind was." In the afternoon, Nyla helped repair the fence. She struggled with the tools, but refused to quit. When the hammer slipped and hit her thumb, she hissed in pain but kept going. Adam gave her a cloth for the swelling. "You should rest." "I can finish," she said. As the days passed, the princesses began to change. Their hands became rougher, their words simpler. They laughed more with each other. They worked together without orders. They still argued at times, but it was different now. Less pride, more patience. The villagers noticed they had once feared the princesses so high above, so far away. But now, the princesses helped fix roofs, carried water. and even played with the local children. Adam watched all of this quietly. He still didn't know what they wanted from him, but he respected their efforts. One evening, after a long day, he sat with them around the fire. The stars above were bright. "Why are you really here?" he asked. Lyra looked into the flames. At first it was pride. "You saved me, and I wanted to know why. I wanted to prove I was strong too," Erin said. "That I could be more than a royal name." "I came to tease you," Nyla added. "But now, ... I want to stay." Adam poked the fire with a stick. "I didn't ask for any of this." "We know," Lyra said. "That's why it matters." The next day, Adam gave them a test. Not with words, but with work. He asked them to split and handle different tasks across the farm. Lyra had to fix the barn roof with old metal sheets. Erin had to manage the water flow to the crops. Nyla had to take care of the animals and make sure they were fed and calm. He gave no help. He watched from afar. Lyra worked carefully. She studied the tools, climbed slowly, and asked a local boy for tips. By sunset, the roof was patched. Erin used stones and wood to fix the water channels. When the water flowed right, she laughed with pride. Nyla was covered in mud by noon. A young calf had escaped, and she chased it across the field. When she finally caught it, she carried it back in her arms. That night, Adam cooked stew. The princesses sat around, tired and sore but happy. "You did well," he said. "We tried our best." Lyra said. "It felt good," Erin added. "Even the calf liked me," Nyla joked. Adam nodded. "Most people expect others to do the hard things. You didn't." The next few weeks went by like this. Every day brought more work, and every day the princesses became more a part of the land. They learned to read weather signs, fix broken machines, and bake simple bread. They stopped bringing gifts. Instead, they brought help. One evening, a traveler came to the village. He had news from the capital. The emperor was sending new guards to the region, and he wanted his daughters to return. Adam found the princesses sitting on the porch. He told them the news. "They're calling us back," Lyra said. "Of course they are," Erin said. "They think we've played long enough. We don't have to go," Nyla said. "Do we?" Adam looked at them. "It's your choice. But you should not stay because of me." Lyra stood. "We're not staying because of you. We're staying because this place has become home." Adam said nothing, but inside, he felt something shift. That night, while the stars turned above, the farm was quiet. 3 royal sisters, once proud and distant, now sat close to a man who asked for nothing but gave them a place to belong. And in the silence, they all understood that something had changed forever. The days on the farm became calm and full. Adam worked with the same steady hands as before, but now he was not alone. Lyra, Erin, and Nyla had made the place feel different. They woke up early with him, shared the chores, and sat with him during meals. The 3 princesses had truly changed. Lyra often worked in the garden. She planted herbs and flowers, and the smell of fresh leaves filled the air around the house. Erin spent time in the barn. She organized tools and made lists of things they needed. Nyla helped with the animals and learned to ride a horse with a firm but gentle hand. They no longer dressed like nobles. Their hair was tied back, their hands were rough, and their voices were no longer filled with pride. They still teased each other, but now it was with warmth. They shared stories of the palace, their childhood, and their hopes. Adam listened more than he spoke. He gave advice only when asked. He watched how they tried to do things the right way, even when it was hard. He began to enjoy their company. At night, they sat around the fire. Sometimes they talked, and sometimes they said nothing at all. The silence was easy. The stars above looked close and kind. One evening, a storm came. Rain fell hard, and the wind pushed against the walls. Adam checked every door and window. He made sure the animals were safe. The princesses helped without asking. They lit lanterns and stayed close. The house shook, but it held. They sat together, wrapped in blankets, sipping hot tea. "We would never have done this before," Nyla said with a smile. "We would have stayed in gold rooms with 10 guards, Erin added. "But I feel safer here, Lyra," said Dot. Adam looked at them. "You're stronger than you think." The storm passed by morning. The land was soaked, but nothing was broken. The sun came out again, warm and bright. After the storm, they worked harder. Trees had fallen, and mud covered the paths, but no one complained. They cleaned, repaired, and planted again. One afternoon, Lyra walked with Adam to the edge of the field. The wind was soft, and the sky was wide. "Do you think we've changed?" she asked. Adam nodded. "Yes." "Do you miss being alone?" "Sometimes," he said, "but not in a bad way." Lyra smiled. "I don't miss the palace. I thought I would, but I don't." They walked in silence for a while. "You saved me once," Lyra said. "But more than that, you showed me a new life." Adam stopped walking. "You chose to stay. That means more than anything I did." In the evening, Erin brought out an old board game. They laughed and argued over rules, but the fun was real. Nyla made soup and proudly served it to everyone. It was too salty, but no one said it. Later, when the fire was low, Adam looked at the three of them. He had seen them fight, cry, learn, and grow. They had become part of his life in ways he never expected. That night, Lyra stayed behind after the others went to sleep. "I have something to say," she said. Adam waited. "I don't want to leave. Not ever. I want to stay here, with you." He looked at her for a long moment. "This life is hard. It's not made for comfort, I know," she said. "But it's honest, and you're honest. That's what matters." Adam gave a small smile. "Then stay." The next day, Erin and Nyla told him. "The same. I never thought I'd like the dirt under my nails," Erin said. "But I do. I feel real here. And I'm tired of pretending to be someone I'm not," Nyla said. "Here, I can just be me." Adam didn't speak much, but he built a new table for the porch, a big one, so they could all sit together. The villagers saw it too. The way the princesses stood beside him, not above him. The way Adam listened when they spoke. The way they worked like a team. One old woman said they came as royals, but they stayed as people. From far away, news reached the palace. The emperor was confused. He sent messages, but the princesses answered politely. They were fine, and they would stay. People from other towns started visiting the farm. Some came to see the famous human who had once been laughed at. Others came to learn, and some just wanted to know how a simple man had captured the hearts of 3 royal daughters. Adam never spoke of love. He did not use fancy words, but his actions were clear. He made room for them in his life, in his home, and in his heart. And each night, as the stars turned above, they sat together in peace. No titles, no crowns, no need to impress. Just a farmer and the 3 women who chose him. The days on the farm passed peacefully, but trouble was never far in the galaxy. One morning, a trader came from the north. He brought fresh fruit and bad news. "A fleet is gathering," he said. "Raiders, bigger this time, smarter. They've already taken 2 outposts." Adam listened. He thanked the trader and gave him extra supplies for the road. When the trader left, Adam stood quietly, looking toward the horizon. He knew what this meant. Trouble was coming. He gathered Lyra, Erin, and Nyla. They listened as he told them what he had heard. "They may come here," Adam said, "and if they do, we must be ready." "We'll fight," Erin said quickly. "We'll protect this place," Lyra added. "We won't run," Nyla said. Adam nodded. "Good. Then we prepare." The village came together. Everyone remembered the last raid. This time, they would not be caught off guard. Adam helped build walls from stone and metal. The princesses trained the young people to fight. They used wooden swords at first, then real ones. Lyra taught them how to stay calm in fear. Erin showed how to lead and give clear orders. Nyla trained the scouts to move fast and silent. Adam repaired old weapons and set traps around the hills. He moved through the trees, watching, listening, thinking like a soldier again. The bond between Adam and the princesses grew stronger. They trusted each other completely. At night, they spoke of their plans. During the day, they worked side by side. 1 week later, the warning came. A small ship spotted the enemy fleet. They were 2 days away. The village stood ready. When the ships arrived, the sky turned dark with smoke. Raiders dropped from the sky like fire. But this time, the people did not run. They fought. Adam moved like a shadow. His rifle was steady, his eyes sharp. Lyra stayed near the center of the village, helping the wounded and guiding the young. Erin led a group of fighters to push back the raiders near the barn. Nyla took the scouts and attacked from behind, hitting fast and vanishing before the enemy could react. It was a hard battle. Fires burned, smoke rose, and the ground shook. But the raiders were not ready for this kind of fight. They had come expecting fear. They found courage. After hours of battle, the raiders pulled back. They left behind broken weapons and silence. The village was damaged, but it stood. The people cheered. They had protected their home. Together, Adam stood on the hill, watching the sun rise over the land. Lyra came beside him. "You led us well," she said. "We all did," Adam replied. News of the battle spread quickly. The emperor himself came to visit. He arrived with guards and advisors, expecting to see ruin. Instead, he saw a strong village, standing proud. He met Adam, who did not bow. "You saved my daughters," the emperor said, "and now you've defended my people. What do you want in return?" Adam thought for a moment. "Nothing. We have what we need." The emperor looked at his daughters. They stood beside Adam, not behind him. "You've changed," the emperor said to them. "We've grown," Lyra said. "We've learned what real strength is," Erin added. "And we're not leaving," Nyla said. The emperor sighed, but he smiled. "Then so be it. This land will be protected. The Alliance will recognize this village, and you, Adam, are now a symbol of unity." Adam shook his head. "I'm just a farmer." "You're more than that," the emperor said. "You brought peace, not by words, but by action." After the emperor left, life slowly returned to normal. But nothing was quite the same. New people came to live in the village. They brought new skills and ideas. The farm grew bigger. The village became stronger. Adam still worked each morning. He still fixed fences and planted crops. But now he had help. Lyra started a garden school, teaching herbs and healing.ari, organized a training camp for young leaders and fighters. Nyla created a scout group to keep the area safe. They all worked. Together, they all lived together. The stars still turned above. The nights were still calm, but the bond between them was deeper now, forged in fire, held by trust. And though Adam never asked to be a hero, people came from far and wide to hear his story. They did not come to see a warrior or a prince. They came to see the farmer who changed the hearts of 3 royal daughters, helped build a new kind of peace.